I'm a physician of internal medicine. I was a computer analyst in Oak Ridge for 8 years and did the ones and zeros and worked on the communication between machines before the internet. And before that, I was a school teacher teaching math in middle school. So I think I've been in the business of people for a good 30 or more years, and I bring with that the experience of having been a mother of 2 sons who gave me this gray hair, and the proud grandmother of 3. And I come to this because I've been losing sleep for several years now as I see things change. As Bill mentioned, the obstructionism and the division that we've seen in Washington, D.C., but also the underlying cause of that and changes that really have been going on for several decades. What I see when I look out there is that our vote is being smothered by big money in politics, and that we must come up with a solution. We must come up with a way to change that problem. Because as long as the Koch brothers and the Adelsons and those very wealthy individuals are able to control the minds of folks watching TV, getting their hands out with all their expensive media campaigns, they will use wedge issues like guns, gays, and abortion to keep us divided. And as we say in our pledge, we need to be united. And we need to look at we the people. What I saw when I looked back over the several decades is that the middle class of America is dwindling. The big money in politics has led to laws and regulations that do not help the middle class. They help the 1%. And the 1% has been getting wealthier and fatter and getting more and more of the rules and regulations written for their benefit rather than for the benefit of our country. We can't have a strong, viable economy or a strong country unless we have a strong middle class. And to do that, our votes have to be heard, and we have to have the civic engagement like we see with folks like you right now coming together to talk, to chat, to go over issues, to problem solve. One of the things I've mentioned in other meetings is the social concept of the miracle of the aggregate or the wisdom of the crowd. That tells us that when we come together and really talk about an issue and try to solve it, whether it's the war in Afghanistan, whether it's the financial industry, we come up with a better solution than if one person, particularly Mr. Deep Pockets, who's funding a campaign, comes up with a solution. When I look at the laws and the regulations, I see that the rule of law in the United States is under attack. What we see are laws that favor a low tax rate, like 13% for Mitt Romney, the wealthiest individual who has ever run for president. I paid 27%. I let my husband pay some of it. Together we paid 27% last year. What we see is that the tax rate favors those who are wealthier, and that's because they've bought with their lobbyists the rules and the regulations. So I think the money in politics and trying to get our voice heard is one of the really crucial, urgent issues. The other urgent issue is that we've had reckless deregulation. We've had reckless deregulation that's going to threaten the air that we breathe, the water we drink, and the future of our children, our grandchildren, and all the youngsters out there right now. So we really need to step up with scientific principles, stop denying science. We do have global warming, and it is, to a large extent, man-made, and we need together to address that problem, and that is not what we're hearing from the opponents on the Republican side nor in D.C. So I'll conclude with that and let you all start grilling us with some really good questions. Thank you.